Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Anthony and in today's video we're going to talk about something a little bit more controversial, and that is Molly-Mae's recent discussion with Stephen Bartlett on his podcast Diary of a CEO. We're going to talk about Molly-Mae and her complete tone deafness when she was making statements on this podcast. And basically the statement was that we've all got the same 24 hours in a day as Beyonce, and that if you work hard you can achieve what you want, but that isn't taken into account like people's different ethnic minorities, their backgrounds, their financial situations or anything like that. Easier said than done to say that everyone has the same 24 hours. I'm going to play clips and stuff later on in the video, but I also wanted to discuss a little bit about her job role and title as a creative director of the brand Pretty Little Thing. And is she really the creative director or what? But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel to grow, especially with that like button. You have no idea how much it helps promote my video and boost it with the YouTube's algorithm. Please also leave a comment because I like to chat to you guys and get to know you a little bit better and build this fashion community up. Alright, okay, let's get started. Molly-Mae, who is she? Where's she from? What does she do? Let's get into it. So Molly-Mae started out as an influencer on Instagram and other social media platforms, and then rose through them ranks to generate quite a large following before going on the show Love Island. I love Love Island. And that's predominantly how she became a household name within the fashion industry. From there she was a brand ambassador for Pretty Little Thing and then acquired the role and title of creative director. And I will say that she is a hard worker. She grafted, especially in the beginning of her career, to build the following that she had, and then eventually going on Love Island. And then once on Love Island, her Instagram grew to over 1 million followers. So with all this in mind, how did she become the creative director of Pretty Little Thing? And I have to say, it's not really spoken much about how she actually became the creative director of Pretty Little Thing. From what I can gather from research and things like that is that she was in discussions with Pretty Little Thing to renegotiate her brand ambassador deal, but then other terms started being floated around, such as creative director. And Molly-Mae had said to her management team that it's creative director or nothing, and basically she then became the creative director. Now, what does a creative director actually do? Well, I've kind of got the job spec up in front of me, and I'm just going to read quickly through it and let you know. So the first thing is they work with the creative team to come up with a collection of clothing, and they also dictate to the designers what specific things they want. As a creative director, she would be involved in planning the advertising, she would be supervising the entire process from start to finish. She would have a team that works under her, and she would guide that team on how to deliver certain things and how to actually portray the brand as the public would want them to be seen. And that team would include art directors, copywriters and designers, along with all the admin staff that come along with each one of them roles. And it's basically like a managerial role. Like, a lot of the creative directors that I've worked in the past are quite a lot older than me because they have gone through the ranks from age 20, 21, which Molly-Mae is only 22, so she's gone to be the creative director at 22, so it's a massive jump up when most people her age are at the admin stage and learning the job from the bottom up. Now let me just say, this video isn't about bashing Molly-Mae or her achievements. I think it's a great thing that she is a young creative director, and trust me, there are a lot of other creative directors out there, one of which called Grace Beverley. She is a creative director of her own multi-million-dollar company that she has built from the ground up from the age of, I think she was 18 at university, building it up, and now she's 24, I believe. She's a creative director and she worked her way up. But anyway, I will talk more about Grace in a bit. In terms of the job role of a creative director, as I was saying, a lot of these creative directors seem to be a lot older, a lot more experienced, and a lot more, I don't know, wise about the world because they've worked their way from the bottom to the top. And the usual way that you would acquire this job role is you would go through an interview process. And I highly doubt that Molly-Mae went through the same interview process that a creative director would have to go through. You would go through an initial interview, you would meet with the other directors, you would have projects to do. You would have to submit a body of work to show your past creative directed roles and what you've achieved in them roles. You'd also have to submit figures, numbers, and anything else that would kind of show that you can do the job that you're being hired for. Whereas Molly May hasn't got that experience, and I reckon that the majority of our numbers would have come from Instagram, and I guess that's how she's become the creative director, because she has got a lot of influence when it comes to her following. Does that make a good creative director? Probably not. Now, it has come out what her job role is, and it says, as the creative director of Pretty Little Thing UK, Molly May will be involved in overseeing the high-level creative decisions, and within her role, it's likely that she'll be more heavily involved in the designs of the clothes across the brand as well. But I've worked with influencers in the past, and when they say they've been involved in the creative process, majority of the time what happens is we take heads to them and they say, yes, I like this, no, I don't like that, and can we change the branding, or can we change this, can we change that? And then people go away and do all the bits that come along with it. Whereas a creative director wouldn't just look at the papers or stuff that's in front of it, should be looking at the whole collection as a whole and trying to make sure that it's a commercial collection, sellable, wearable, and comes within the correct costs, while also making sure that the supply base is taken care of and ethically sourced. In the past, Pretty Little Thing have come under fire for allegedly not paying workers that great. But as a creative director, she would be part of that decision making and part of choosing the right suppliers and making sure that them suppliers are ethical. So is she a real creative director? I'm gonna say no. I think she's more of a glorified face of, brand ambassador. So I'm actually gonna touch on what was actually said in the podcast and why it isn't great. And also, I'm gonna show another example about what should have been said and how it should have been handled. Let's listen to Molly May first.
Boom, boom, boom. Climb up the ladder.
I think it is just believing in that Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that we do. And I just think, like, it's literally, you're given one life and it's down to you what you do with it. Like, you can literally go in any direction. And
true, we are only given one life and it is down to us what we do with it. However, we all are born into different circumstances. We all are born into different wealth. We are all born into different environments, and that you can't control. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
When I've spoken about that before in the past, I have been slammed a little bit with people saying, you know, like, it's easy for you to say that, you know, you've grown up and you've not grown up in poverty. You've not grown up, you know, with major money struggles. So for you to sit there and say that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's not correct. And I'm like, but technically what I'm saying is correct. We do.
What she's saying there is, it doesn't matter about your circumstances. As long as you work hard, you can get what you want. But I do agree, without hard work, it's very difficult to get to the positions that you want to be at. But she's completely skating over the fact that everyone starts life in a different position, and that is just the fact of life. Now let me show you another video of another CEO and what she actually had to say. And this is Grace Beverley, the one that I was talking about. And I actually think she is a great role model for young women in business. So let's listen.
So I think first, I always also think it is important to preface this with the fact that, yes, I'm a woman in business. I'm also white, able-bodied. I was privately educated. I went to Oxford, a kind of huge list of things that need to be, I guess, contextualized, sure. Which I've always thought is important. And I think that it's, you know, I won't face half the challenges that a black woman would face in the same position.
So you see the difference there? She has literally hit the nail on the head. She isn't saying that hard work isn't how she got there, but what she's saying is everyone has got different backgrounds, different privileges, and different starts in life, and she's actually acknowledging that she has had good starts in life. Not everyone has that. So I think that's the difference with these two women in business. And I think the message overall is, if you want something, you'll have to work towards it, and you'll have to work hard, and you can get there. However, everyone does have different challenges and everyone does have hurdles to overcome. Anyway, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that beautiful red subscribe button down below. Please also check out my Etsy shop where you can buy cards and bags to help support you in your everyday design life. Otherwise, I'll see you every Thursday with a brand new video. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. Alright, bye. Tra tra tra. Bye.